All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, please. We will begin today's program. First off, my name is Howard Tipton. I have the privilege of serving as the St. Lucie County Administrator, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Treasure Coast International Airport. We were here just last week celebrating the ribbon cutting of the new customs facility, which is directly next door. We are here today for another groundbreaking, and we'll be back in late October, early November for yet another groundbreaking, and that will be on the hangar coming up. Let me just pause and say that one of the great benefits of being here at the airport is air conditioning. We are thrilled to have 99% of this ceremony inside, as I'm sure you are. For those of you who had the pleasure, really, of attending the TAMCO City Electric groundbreaking last week down in Port St. Lucie, it was a warm day, about this same time, and it was warm. So anyway, when you're in Florida, inside is good. So with that, our program this afternoon is going to be short and sweet. We are expecting one more guest to arrive. But what I'm going to do is begin my job, which are the introductions for today, and it's going to be pretty much everybody here, which would it'd be easier. We are expecting our Congressman Brian Mast, and so he is en route to be here. We have with us Mayor Linda Hudson from the city of Fort Pierce. We have City of Fort Pierce Commissioner Jeremiah Johnson. We have our property appraiser, Michelle Franklin. From our Board of County Commissioners, we have our board chair, Franny Hutchinson. We have our vice chair, Linda Bartz. We have Commissioner Chris Sadowski, Commissioner Anthony Bonner, and Commissioner Kathy Townsend. We have our Airport and Seaport Director, Stan Payne, standing over there. We have Sharon Stewart from Representative Aaron Grall's office. Thank you for being here. We have Angel Robertson from Congressman Mast's office. Thank you for being here. We have Nicole Fogarty, who's our Legislative Affairs Director. As you'll hear, and why it's important to hear from the congressman when he gets here, is this is a partnership, and when you're dealing with airports, you have lots of other partners other than just local funding, and so between the state of Florida and our federal government and our agency partners, it's critical that this partnership comes together. We have Peter Jones, who's our business development manager. We have Pete Tesh, who's the executive director for our EDC. We have Cheyenne Helms and Linda Cox, both from the city of Fort Pierce. We have Bunty Patel from AECOM. We have Kevin McCauley from Atkins. We have Matt Donnell from R&D Paving, perfect time, and Bob Gent from Lynch Paving. Perfect. We also have Daryl Drummond, who's our Council on Aging Executive Director, and that's important because they're also the head of our transit agency. And so, Daryl, thank you for being here. We have our two Deputy County Administrators, Mark Satterley and Jeff Bremer. So I think that's just about everybody. I apologize if I didn't announce your name. It's my pleasure now to introduce our board chair, Franny Hutchinson, to make some remarks about this project that we have going on right now. And let me just say that the airport has been around for a lot of years, as we talked last week at the groundbreaking. A lot of activity, though, is starting to happen now, and it's a direct result of the leadership that we have with our Board of County Commissioners. And I'm certainly fortunate, and our team is certainly fortunate, to have the vision and the leadership in place to help drive a project and the other projects like this forward. So with that, let me introduce to you our board chair, Franny Hutchinson.
You know, the bad part about being the second man up is everybody else has taken all the words you were going to say. So thank you, Howard, for having taken most of it. But Howard did touch on the partnership, and that's what you're seeing in this room. And it's partnerships that have been built upon over the years as we've moved forward, whether it's support from the cities with us, whether it's building the relationship and so forth with the FAA at the federal level and the state level, with a lot of our consultants that come into play with the airport, and then again with the public and what they need. So enough cannot be said about the partnerships that we have here, and their faces are in front of you today. The other part of that is also the vision, as Howard mentioned, and I said this earlier today, and my board will please forgive me, but I'm going to point them out again. The Board of County Commissioners has had a vision of success at the airport, and we have stayed laser focused on that. And I thank my fellow board members for continuing and not veering off course, if you will, but staying very focused on making our airport a success, because we know it is one of the jewels that many of us talk about that has been dusted off, and it is shining bright. And we noticed that last week when we were here with the customs. And as Howard mentioned today, as we start breaking ground on what's going to be the entrance to the future, along with what can come down the road with the MRO. So, just a quick couple facts. There's two projects we're actually groundbreaking today. It's the parking lot along with our airport entrance. And if many of us have been here for a long time, we know that entrance has been sorely needed. It has also been one that the commissioners have never lost focus over, and the staff is consistently reminded of that. So it's nice to see that it's coming to fruition, and that more importantly, that it'll all be completed by the end of this year. You have out here in the partnership of the federal government and our state government, and I'm glad that Representative Mast will be here shortly, because sometimes we don't get to tell them or show them the results of their hard work on our behalf at the federal level. But we have a parking lot that will be being done with both FDOT money, which is the Florida Department of Transportation, and our local shares. Our airport entrance is also being done in conjunction with FDOT, the TDC, Commissioner Zadowski, which is our Tourist Development Council, and our local funds. At the completion, you are going to find a complete resurfacing of the Curtis King Boulevard. You will see an addition, and you can see it out there today as you come in, with curbing the full entire length, not only of the boulevard, but also the parking lot. New landscaping, yes. starting from the boulevard all the way into the terminal building. What an entrance that's going to be. What a welcoming sight to all of our visitors and our residents. New flow of traffic with thermoplastic roadway markings, electrical vehicle charge stations, and a redesigned parking lot that will allow 80+ parking spots. We're thinking big, guys. The entrance sign will be a full-color electric message board, which will be important for times that we may once again have Air Force 1, 2, 3, whatever the number may be, land at our airport. So we have this special recognition of that. And before you leave today, and before I have to keep talking till Representative Mast gets here, I'm filling it in, guys. Take a moment and walk around and look at these pictures in front of you. These are our future right here behind me. This is the seniors, our high school students. But the pictures behind you are the history to our airport. How important that is. The vision was sought back then, and it continues on today. Look at the names that have touched on our airport lands. No other GA airport can say that. We're that special. So I'm looking forward not only to the entrance being done in the parking lot, the customs being done, our new MRO that we'll be celebrating, in the next couple months opening, but I'm looking forward to the future of our airport. There's a lot riding on it, and there's a lot of vision put forward on it. So thank you, each and every one.
You know, one of the things that I'm always amazed about increasingly is the team effort that goes into bringing anything like this to fruition. I can't count probably how many times we've sat down, not just in county, but in Washington, D.C., having these conversations, you know, saying this is what needs to happen. Can you have a conversation here? Can you talk about this? And it's amazing to me. The dedication that everybody brings when they're trying to bring these things over the finish line. I look at each and every one of these faces, and I can remember the conversations. And it makes me proud. It makes me proud the way that I see the work ethic inside of each and everybody, because I get to witness it day in and day out, and it's what brings us to these moments where we say, over the finish line, and then you maybe take a breath for a few moments, and then we all go back to trying to find the next great thing to exhaust ourselves in fully again. And that's the routine of the way that we do it. And so anyways, I'm honored to always have the opportunity to work with each and every one of you on bringing these over the finish line. So thank you for letting me be here with you. Thank you for waiting in the air conditioning. That's even better. And in that, like I said, we'll get this done, and then we'll work on exhausting ourselves in the next great thing again.
Chairman Hutchinson mentioned, you know, the Treasure Coast International Airport is just under 4,000 acres, which makes it the largest general aviation airport in the state of Florida. When she talked about that vision for the future, we have all the land that you would want for an active future here at this airport. But we don't have to wait for the future. We're already here. We've got over 1,300 people working out here full-time. We are completely leased out. The need to build additional space is there, and that's what we're pursuing here with the groundbreaking in a couple of months. But the impact is here, and it's here today with a payroll of in excess of $55 million annually. It's a big deal for us, and so it's a big deal for the region, and so we're excited about this future. So with that, I'm going to invite our guests, our elected officials, and Mr. Payne and anybody else. If you'd like to come out, you can get a picture of the groundbreaking, the dirt that's out there. If you want to just watch from the air conditioning, you can do that too. But this is a chance to really, I think, set kind of the pre and post pictures, and I can't wait for the ribbon cutting, because that's always the next best thing to a groundbreaking is the ribbon cutting, and we're looking forward to that. So if I can invite our elected officials out.
1, 2, 3.